Minim some chance in free referees manager now say
okay.
Any foreign ones maybe few ones. I mean, any 1 or 2 foreign ones being few on Manafi. Yemra. Now, Obi Bisa say Liverpool are all-time best forward. Liverpool they've produced a lot of great forwards. You talk about Ian Rush, you talk about Robbie Fowler, you talk about Kenny Dalglish, you talk about Mo Salah. In fact, among the list, Mo Salah and any proper centre forwards. For me, before Mo Salah, it was obvious. Now, Ian Rush, looking at the performance out of Liverpool, winning some 4 league titles within the period, and who had a number of goals out of Liverpool. I think it was Ian Rush, but currently it looks like all the numbers and the statistics you going for Mo Salah. In fact, Uriah Freno, Ian Rush, Emma Liverpool. In fact, he played for some 6 seasons, moved to Liverpool, moved to Juventus and came back, and in total he gave Liverpool some 346 goals in 660 games. I think is Ian Rush, because as we speak, Mo Salah has given them 250. In general, okay, can you Messi and I think the Liverpool more time best forward should be Ian Rush as it stands now. There was another person, New Caledonia, and so Honum. Other GPL teams, players, no him white handkerchief, okay, also the white handkerchief bombs. I didn't know bombs, and yes, it could be white handkerchief or something. But at the end of the day, be white bombs, either say a bandage, plaster, and no more plaster, different colors, and also multimedia a bombs. Maybe on the screen you see it as handkerchief. It could be handkerchief, it could be plaster, it could be bandage. But me feel say for dressing. Players no be brain no or more the match or more dressing no. Apart from that, so be there believe be or it's difficult for me to tell. And so honum na need me de mano. Obi so ebisa se club eko obisa se so emra e wo football mu nyina ebi o Ghana ha na e ka se club ya kwa administration ada na Ghana ha clubs enko administration na obubo teams bi omuntimi nti omu players ka nenso omugu so ebo Ghana league no administration no yes se club bi o na adwumayefo players coaches administrators near the own to minti or mokano. Itimi force Emma Biden and Sato club and so untumin say join beam. Na Yakuma de Minesho say Samran be Ewahami, who say ye be a dubia ewo or my Ghanem and on Samono. Samba O'Neill say where Ghana near will he walk into the Black Stars? I don't think so. But walk straight into the Black Stars center forward. General GPL no. More somebody no more bono mahodin or from kakra as compared to near Jikumo any Salisumo Opokunum any omobono difference kakra. He's a very good player, especially by our GPL standards. But I think that if a name were available, he will still struggle to move straight into the Black Stars of Ghana. Menya shows a Karim Zito asem no kan sebiu waka asem hunu bi enunti no ese say am passe enkrofo twene sreni abasa yes ade no I don't think so. Estavao ne Lami Yamal and they say about last week I think say I go in for Lami Yamal ahead of Estavao and also no say Sweden so munya chance echo qualify for World Cup now will it be fair. The fairness so the periperio juma the yembra o de juma and you say bia your ball qualifiers ni wie Sweden and qualify and no makofa samra naba before I ever boy being pay say more qualifiers no Europe as a confederation emra omuni FIFA kan mutipa on hye and say yen ye benya 12 groups na 12 groups no obi obedi first bia be qualify na yenya 12 you 16 slot no 4 na aka na kwa be fa so anya ne say omo di second 12 ni be yi omo na afi akohwe competition na ye frɛ no Nations League na ye pesa ye popular so e ba mfa so no per Nations League rating ye hwe omo rating omo ye yi omo medical qualified than every mu a which 4 other countries and e ba esoro no more you omo de abeka sa 12 na omo di second ni enye 16 no more body yi omo 4 so for me eyemra omo hihye de to ho dada a omo gina sa amra no so ene ne omo di djuma no omo mu omra bia so de madwem say periperi yo ene omo de ye adwuma and I don't think there is anything wrong.
Abena Sunday, the referee Sunwai regional capital, Abena Sunday. Cristiano Ronaldo's post on his visit to the White House, where he met with Donald Trump, generated 22.5 million likes on Instagram after 2 days. Meanwhile, Leo Messi's post on his visit to the Nou Camp Stadium got 28.5 million likes after 2 days. Never forget, Messi silently visited an empty, closed Camp Nou. No announcement. While Ronaldo, with all the noise and hype surrounding his visit to the White House, still couldn't beat this. There are levels to this game. Abena Sandy, Sunyain. All right, it was.
All right, General, Mami, Emfa bin to Asumawa. No, Bisa say, Kotoko, realistic chance of winning the Premier League. Realistic chance, why not? So currently, they have an outstanding game to play, and I think the Ushomu position on the league logger. They still have a chance to win the league, but if you ask me, I don't think they are the favorites. Currently, Kotoko about 9 games with 19 points. The Odinka Mediema or 21 points. What it means is if Kotoko should win their outstanding game, it takes them to 22 points and put them on top of the league. So they have a realistic chance. But are they the favorite? May share the current performance of Kotoko on injury situations. Anyhow impotent on front line, it doesn't make them favorites. I think say omo goal scoring prowess no aba form. And now share Kotoko center forwards. Now of course Amidou on the left, Morfin Donsu as center forward. On the right crowd, they don't have a consistent performer there. And their injury situations, I don't think they are a favorite. Who Bisami Amifoze, Mediema, Heart of Lions, Adriana Stars, Ewosoro in terms of favorites position in the league because they have a consistent squad and they are playing well. Let Kotoko clear their outstanding game. Yenshon position, how Kwampukuni Morfin Donsu Abano, Ombetima pick up. Once again, it's early days yet. We've done just some 10 games. General transfer is also at the corner. Some teams, ebe beefy or more squad, no. So realistic chance, yes. But are they the favorite now? I would say no. General, we are no at the free honoma. My main share a referees manager and common branch the two can be on Bemayan ni audio ni be my sunrise boy for the benefit of a people and only a radio and be a machine into a radio maybe ibiti na mami opinion on the comment made by the referees manager obisi a branch a friend Emmanuel Mafu of Adriana Stars fame high percent unya na dentia they didn't kind of many pana ya adwen say Emmanuel Mafu is playing so well for Adriana Stars. He's one of the reasons why Adriana is currently doing well. Against Kotokono, he was wearing the number 9 jersey. So far, only 2 players and Asha Mogus, that is Emmanuel Ano of Maminfa wins in Yamren. So Emmanuel Ano of Bichim and then Samuel Atakumi of Gold Stars. They have 6 goals each, and Emmanuel Mafu has 5 goals, and I think he's doing very well and deserves the height. Maybe the hype, maybe as the league progress, hype on Ebeba. Ghana Premier League Nankasano, Bocha Udino Timi Epija. Okay, my entire referees manager and common send MZ Nipabe 3-4. Okay, question about Thank you. We are in commenting on that.
All right.
Game no Kotoko name Young Apostles game, no? Young Apostles for free penalty back. Live on Facebook and also Daho. Me sure said and also bad discussion no more. And also description no any incidents no. Sign a worker I found na penalty and I say na penalty.
Okay, it's the ultimate from their point of view. From their point of view, we saw a clip, and once there's a clip, and the clip was in the penalty area, it should be a penalty. Okay. Ref assistant, you know, also a catcher. There was no contact there. But the video reached from say, there was a contact. You understand? And once there was a contact, and it was in the penalty area, it's a penalty. With their naked eyes, you know, it was like they were still trying to stand on their point. They said there was no contact. But then the catch from there was a contact. So it should be a penalty in the first place. Then after we check for penalty now. Rest of the that one we also told them. Answer now, we about to cross the ball. No, not to player. No, the kind of so. You can say young black apostle player. The holding was initiated by the Kotoko attacker. You understand? It's young apostle player. And then a young apostle player also ever go so. In this case, referee, we have something we call football understanding. Okay, you apply the football understanding. No foul play on. Won't give the damn because after a free kick, the Bible have the set piece of the free kick. No, out of catching players, those who were holding and those who were heckling it there, they should be careful. And if anything happens, you are going to take a foul, and now you play on. It's in the penalty area, even right in front of the goalkeeper, there were players that almost you understand? This one football understanding. Putting inside the situation, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Play on. No, call the baby. You understand? But for the referee to take a penalty because of that holding now, young apostle play a local year, if you don't do so, one of the shot or young holding, it was the Kotoko attacker. It is how big you foul the crown. It's how you follow every cap Kotoko at attacker. It is where answer so we move, also after we move. The best thing for you to do as a referee is to allow play to continue. No foul is taken. Simple. No. We think that our referee here again, just like I'm saying, the courage and Yaman getting to be down. So we keep on talking to them, we keep on training them, and then we believe that there would be a headway. You understand?
Matthias, yeah.
That is the only thing we can do for.
Okay, General, my main Obisu Bisa closely related to that question. Obisu Bisa about a similar penalty, also Premier League in Sunderland and Brentford. So in the video, two penalties. It looks quite similar. On TV, and I think that this is a penalty to Brentford. Omo TV before the ball any a 17 player now is Sunderland, or no SSO women player Nijano too, and then the referee whistled for a penalty.
Where is Sunderland?
Brentford.
Okay.
The and crowd and not born Yama Brentford player no Hokra and yes. We will say clearly or preventing from going towards the ball.
Yes, I should be. Yes, I should be.
Any also cross in be free right on aba and a position and now they see Okotokone idin, but when the mama angle now, okay,
okay.
Inti when he is so clear, so more preventing him from going. And or now unya chance you have say who's a referees manager kase somunu bebre because of boxing. In this same picture, look at it. There were a number of people I know more grabbing, but when they say no grabbing from where Mayen Brentford super natina ye jide etia Edema Sunderland. That one I even think say ne looking more similar than this. Osaji the same game, a similar one, Edema Brentford against Sunderland. Now anyway, you see it. Also about 2 or 3 of them. Also mona Ujin play and Jano to and Oji penalty demand. What this video is telling us is that when there is a pulling in the box, now prevent player from going to play the ball. Oh, so we but at the end of the day, Sunderland player no, a Brentford player no talk from Nojiman. The other type no so no. Sunderland player no so talk from Ojidimano. And it looks quite similar. Say both Obia Kitekita and Yonkumu. By the end of the day, Boneba. Difference we kuni kotokoni young apostles yenum say we put there they all so bimuni we munyano they were all facing the direction of the ball. But the difference here Adriana and kotokodi sorry young apostle ne kotokodi no the young apostles player had the back facing the kick. Baby a kick neighbor every bano. Ne chi na hwe honum. On pebo ni biabo nipa no no open achire. Okay. That is the major determining factor. If we can go back to the Kotoko Young Apostle video. Ube say Young Apostle player no. Ball no baby able free kick na ba ne chi na hwe ho. Ne concentration attention na the Kotoko player. Look at it. And whilst the Kotoko player is trying so beba bepe ball na bon. The Young Apostles player has his concentration in preventing the Kotoko player from getting the ball. And referees in the catch say, if you want to prevent a player from playing the ball, it goes against you. Or the game in it. I'm so mama in slow move. What I say? Okay. That is it. Okay. The Kotoko player name. TV in the box, the far end. And no more aircon. So Bono Ebeba. On said na tension na ball no the right side. On share ball no be. Into assembly ni or the say asinebo got to play another says in the way or plan no akopɛ ball na ball. But this guy is preventing him from going to get the ball. You get it. Okay. Enti a thin line referee be bet me I ignore referee be bet magic. This is where my problem with Mr. Alex Corte is. First of all, he's the referee's manager. Referees ni on the manager. Na nema 2 or 3 na wrong with the interview. First of all, it's possible. Say Young Apostle for be protesting. And now say match review panel for Nanka Sampono. It be on free referees. But what I say? Into mo free referees no be to 2 mano. Now the referee's manager is so powerful. Ya jitum say referees o man mu nyina no. At least o mo munim dia wo soro pa about referees are the referees na hye nsa no. No. Enti say assembly be court ana ekwa akohia panel no. Na wudi ka ba abonten be sound judgmental. Your position has influence. Dia wo abeka na abonten no. Potentially a bit may influence the match review panel in their decision. A bit may influence your decision. And as a manager, you stay away from it. We are not the free honoma. One casan here won church muna de baino. Sakoba pa say ye na dia wo kan sabe anya no kra. Wa obi anim say oye panyin, wo da wo ma no a wo na ba church nsem ana say e ba de a wo na ade ye betu ye no. Say wonim mra no. It could be dangerous for you and it could be an indictment on your reputation. And to imagine him say, and cannot necessarily looking at his position or stay away from this early interview. Obi bisa say, there was a supposed penalty after Boatin ye, editor Kotoko. Obi say then no dear. One comment biao. Oh yes, sir. It gives you off. Say unye neutral as referee's manager. A portrait says oh time Manu mienu no manya asem no. The Kodima young apostle, in your opinion, you spoke passionately against it. The Koma Kotokono, you are silent on it. Okay, and you see, so what tia brofono? So my friend, even experts, so munkasa about referees, they don't speak with the passion with which Mr. Lescott is kasa. You see, kasa general, passion out the kasa. Nebe mo be who say, adiano, we are emotional about it. Who do room? As adiano, you were buffo, you but you are the referees manager. So for me, it's a low point from Mr. Lescott. He shouldn't have done that interview.
Wow.
He shouldn't. Because case in bit might be in paying for honor. And again, you manage the referees, Papa. I want the chance to call them privately and tell them what went wrong, what went right. Instead of bestselling, wow, man, out to the public. And you have been a referee before. You know decisions like this. Even in the studio, after seeing several chances, are watching again and again, using technology near the crowd, there are still divided opinions. In football game, a situation where there are thin lines, where there are divided opinions, you give the referee the benefit of the doubt. And I think it was a bad interview.
Okay. Now, Nipakona previously, now was about Bontin, I bet say referees I do my 2 eyes.
You do my
Abraham, some say, the moon the referees no punishment and what they more money are doing now. Moon come up on Tim Obianti.
You see,
so what you can say,
Mr. Lescott can only survive under 30 years of Kreku's administration.
Oh, how?
Kurt has so much affection for him and so much respect and love for him. Because a dana okoka George free on some so no would the anima the bribe a George free man could hear bribe sadana no the reputation is zero sadana na nanke so mu yedi na the next say the next say who say obeka sansem nyina wi o sabe ba bonten beka say sansem no na nye no kre entro no twae. Where is credibility? This referees manager goes to sit on live TV and says a baby atwam asumasi ema me di animu ma ye kotua bribe ema ye the bribe koye afei match obo din say all blacks ne kotoko ne yekohwe no na entisa George Free be den no he comes back to TV and say oh yeah sorry onim de ba no so okeka answer. And this is a position which requires people with high level of credibility. Very high level of credibility, because you are talking about referees manager. Until I make us say, although any buo are kept what the man on a bruso, and this uncle are replacing.
Memo adwa homi kakra bi na fe yatwa so de ama for referee Lescott was a congenital kano yatwa so.
Is Ghana a football nation? Yes, we are a football nation. Bono, ye ni je ho, ye penebo, ye bo. The last 2 World Cups, Nina ye Kobe, AFCON, and Yentman Kobe. Na ye football nation, Tina Yanko AFCON, no, a big news. Are we giant in Africa? I don't think we are giants now. Currently, we are not giants, because the giants are for since 1982 on the African footballer, African Cup of Nations that they unye giant since Abedi Pele winning African best in somewhere 93 Ghana player bia into GB since Asufuk at club level winning Champions League in 2000 and Confederations Cup in 2004 into at the club level. So for me, African Cup of Nations, and you move from say a draw pay in round of 16 to say a draw pay or group stage to say unqualify into giant there Adama any giant. So Ghana player be potentially able to me a Rene African Best Footballer Award nana when me make I say 2 players in the Menisi almost to say or more the brightest chance to win it. And I think that Kudus and Semenyo so more progress, send you more progress now. It could be interesting Imagine seeing Semenyo in one of these big clubs. Na Bono or Dema or Demaya. Why not? Na Ghana and so because African best, they look at your club football and look at your national team football, and they actually look at your domestic league and the Champions League. Inti Ubisami and Neymar say potentially or more. Ebetuma yi kudus ene Semenyo na yo mobile thing. Jenobi say after flotations of shares with Hasselhoek akonenim anasa Banechi. Now, to answer these questions, let's do a comparative analysis of the situation. Na yengina enjoy it together. Hasselhoek shares in 2011. 2011. We are in 2025. So it is 14 years after some floaty shares. Na yamfen free 2011 ho na yamko yechi 14 years. Na yenye comparison. Enhwe. From 2011 uko yechi 14 years uko si 1997. Inti yenhwe has modern more from 1997 to 2011. 14 years. Now I'm free 2011 and pharmacy 2025. Then compare those two periods, whether has progressed or retrogressed. Oma tumpong, aku umanim, and oma baumachi. General, from since Omo floaty shares has a winning league only once. One in 2020 and 2021. They've won the league once. They won the FA Cup twice, 2021, 2022. And because in 2011, Omo winning double into automatically Super Cup, Super Champions. So within the period, Kapa titles, one league title and 2 FA Cups within that 14 years. Then if you pick it from 1997 to 2011 now, Omufloti shares now. League titles within that period has won it 9 times. 9. They won the Champions League in the year 2000, conquering Africa. They went ahead to win CAF Super Cup. Then 2024 has won the the Confederations Cup, beating Asante Kotoko. All Ghana derby in the Virgin Cup. Of course, Niema has iron within the previous. In terms of on the field of play, and obviously has Rook a football club almost successes usually ube yusu or trophies and they are judging. Even if our more players ni omu drone or influence a dead DPF say a flotation of shells on the field and nanka the amount for rare is there flotation of shells has a bobu kunde and I see a trebi de atoa pampan so near twetwam na yaton nesika ibenyano ye dia yetim ni. In fact, after some we shares floating we nesika bi ansa ni ho adan ye ka omudi nyina no ya anto ne senti to be after the 14th the company SAS a car na has a dinner or more the ato shares in Tiamana by a majority shareholder. So for me, a major retrogression. Aziz Haruna Futa, a House of Folk NCC vice chair. Nano on what to name to say, when no say or supportive flotation of shares because I'm a boy. So for me, it's a retrogression and not progression.
Richmond, anyway, feel La Accra and Abre Richmond La Accra. So why is it that if a supporter of Accra had to folk registers phobia for life and pays monthly dues and pays monthly, that person is considered to be a supporter of the club. But Tobe Afede pays money to the club and it becomes a loan and it's converted to shares. Obi worried, no.
Very interesting. And actually, Obi didn't see call bank yomba hano pay the same. Bank. Yeah. Obi timi didn't see call. No, they are called shares. Obi susu didn't see call. Sorry, them call to collection. Udu see call. Sorry, them call to collection. About for yame. and now the could have been real bank now so better shares our shares nti now the chance and we see can kita we now be decided so the beko akoyefobia for life they are supporting club and now the better shares to be the need shares.
Okay. Nti wakani nyina boy ne say ono ye supporter no dey sika be wura monthly no dey you say wa supporter but to be do sika ko wura mu you know the shares say ton shares so say ton shares and the so say we sika ko boa club two different things
gidi pa say a shares no mo floaty no 2011 no mo floaty bi. But from 2011 till now, me sure pass it to go spend this can be brea unaccounted for. Apart from the loan, em say a neoko has in Kratema a busia that she bombe to and now that she bomb fruit t-shirts from front number and toss are the betono. As I spend this in other ways here, it be grand do a moody crack. Then conform beko to be officer or about who could did my wage creation on a faco, you no say proof for life. Until I think to be the contribution and any another and go into shares and I go into loan. There are several other ways the man is contributing to us. Some people can even say and yet to be enka the rate ana ha say boka kono na nkomo am fruity shares am yan fan class aka na ebi anka ekanum has ama enenke bi ompa mu masina.
Okay.
Nti is any other way abehwe ni bia no you can look at it. Obi say a person dey a young player or below 18 kwa abrochiri eden no obeye no kre ene player no below 18 na abrochiri kro na eden because in some be brave ni family ni school ni anti clubs na kromompe otokora na so below 8 na obema mo ni na tana wa do 18 na de number into wa me sure say onye player manager but onye player agent but the friend manager e ukruman on say you was certified FIFA player agents any on crofo ma fan kwada bi kra ne papa de na be hye nsa into on ne to boot on the petting man on the yen bia man locally or your manager e do how money akra ne papa ene na wofo ana ne maame etintim nkrata a cheso maye nkrata to so on e hwe no. But the danger of that business is that once you are not recognized now unye FIFA agent na unya akwada no ne maame ana ne papa se brebi ko du na so mbe yi ubonia ya okoka wasem chirejie fa omu emuawo enye ni pabonesem emra kwan so yenimo udi ko FIFA emfa maybe it could be in the ordinary court and it be out in sembre kwa kupio. But on the substantive question then na obeye ube akura no ebi a oni ne betintim nkrata na mama dansidie ni ade abem na wo so ahase support ne boana se wo agent bia na no mu dili ana club bia na scout bia na no mu dili na wo make sure say obobo no wo building the CV and in the videos no make sure say those videos no say YouTube channel na be na there too say microphone na be mo ma post you what make sure say the video no so available on the market and as on the social media for people to see and now catch you be say me will play a bit what man making reference to say the video the YouTube address ninti follow it nti enya djuma betemum but we ho
okay
amfa sabe why nipa do
but if we inform quickly we every